There are a lot of movies coming out this April, but I'll be honest, most of them aren't worth your time. My name is Grant, and I'm on a mission to watch every movie ever made so that you don't have to. And if that's something that you are interested in, then your wish has been granted, and you are in the right place. I've narrowed down all the movies releasing in April to 5 movies that I think are actually worth paying attention to. I've looked at all the trailers, I've watched everything you can. Let me just recommend you guys. What are the 5 movies that I think you should watch coming up this next month? First up, there's a really obvious answer for what is one of the most exciting movies coming out in April, and it's going to be the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This one drops on the first day of April. So on April Fool's Day, there is already going to be a brand new April 2026 release for you guys to watch. And unlike the last Super Mario movie, this one looks really interesting because it seems like it's actually going to step it up a lot more than any of us really thought they'd be able to do. They're bringing in new characters, new plot lines. They're wrapping in other games past just Super Mario Galaxy like we thought they were going to do. And so, with all of the hype and all of the press surrounding this movie, it really seems like they're trying to go as ambitious and loud and crazy as possible. And while a little bit of hesitation does come in there, because it's possible they play their cards a little too far, they go all in when they should fold, and they kind of cram the movie full of nostalgia and really lose any sense of a story or of a plot. There's a little bit of hesitation there, but even with all of that, I think out of every movie coming out in April, this is the safest bet for something that is just going to be a good, fun time for people to go see in theaters. And out of all the theater releases, this is really the main one that I'm excited for. And it's the one that I think most people are going to be talking about. Second up, I have a movie that's coming to you guys on April 10th, and it's actually going to be able to be watched right at home. And that is going to be Outcome. It is an Apple TV original starring Keanu Reeves and Jonah Hill. And this is probably the one that I'm most curious about because unlike most of your regular streaming movies that stick to usual action or cheesy romance rom-com, this is looking to be a more prestige acting heavy movie that you can really get invested in the characters and what they're going to do next. This stars Keanu Reeves playing an actor who has to go on kind of an apology tour to all the people that he's harmed over the years in order to make sure that a controversial video of him doesn't get released. And this seems like one of those movies that is either going to completely fly under the radar and nobody's going to watch it, or it's going to be one of those movies that really blows us all out of the water and everybody's going to be talking about. If it can manage to bring back that sense of Keanu Reeves that we love seeing this man on screen. And if it can really deliver kind of an introspective insight into being an actor the way that honestly people thought Jay Kelly was going to do last year and it kind of failed to, this could end up being a pretty big hit this early into 2026, and it may end up getting Keanu Reeves a little bit of buzz around a potential Oscar nomination. So I'm really excited to see how this one plays into a lot of the movies coming out in the second half of the year and just kind of checking to see, does this have a chance of making a run for some of those award ceremonies that we'll get into next year? If any of these streaming movies can do it, I think Outcome has a really good shot. All right, and then third up, also dropping on April 10th on Netflix, we're going to go the completely opposite direction. From an introspective, high art, prestige movie starring Keanu Reeves, we're going to go to a movie that put Baby Shark in its trailer. We're going to talk about Thrash, which really seems like the wild card movie for April of this year because it is one of the silliest looking trailers that I have ever seen. You have this hurricane rolling into a coastal city, and when it hits, a bunch of sharks start swimming through the streets of this town trying to eat people. And of course, the only song that they could think was appropriate enough to put in that trailer was the incredibly love or hate it popular song Baby Shark. The second I saw this trailer, I sent it to my dad because I knew that as somebody who just loves silly movies and cheesy jokes, this was going to be something that he and I were going to love to watch together. It looks stupid, it looks chaotic, it looks very high energy, it looks like a lot sillier of a version of the movie Crawl, if you've seen it, by Alexandra Aja, or maybe Aja. And usually this movie is either going to be really fun or kind of just a complete swing and a miss. It is either going to be fantastic or absolutely terrible, and that's really what I'm excited to see. I think whether this is a good or a bad movie, if you just want something really fun to watch with your family, maybe leave the kids out for this one, watch it once they've been put to bed. I think this is the one that you're going to want to check out if you just want something a little different. At number four, I have Normal, starring Bob Odenkirk. Normal drops in theaters on April 17th. And this is the kind of movie that unfortunately I don't think is going to get enough attention when it releases in theaters. I think a lot of people are going to wait for this one to hit streaming, and I don't really think that's something that you should do. I think Bob Odenkirk has shown he can deliver in movies like Nobody and in shows like Better Call Saul. He is a fantastic underrated actor in Hollywood, and it seems like Normal is going to do the same exact thing that he has been showing us he's capable of doing for years now. It looks very over the top, action oriented, and it seems very violent in that fun way that he's been able to do lately. And so if you're a fan of Bob Odenkirk, if you're a fan of action movies, I don't think there is a better movie for you to watch in 2026. So you have to check out Normal when it drops in theaters. And finally on my list, probably the more unpredictable of the movie options that I have here, on April 24th, we have another Netflix original, and it's going to be Apex. And if there's one reason I'm watching Apex, it is to see Taron Egerton go absolutely crazy as this wild bushman hunting down a hiker who is forced to survive his attacks and his attempts to kill her. It looks like it could either be a genuine hit for Netflix, a movie that everybody is watching and everybody is talking about, or it could be the type of thing that everybody's just kind of laughing at and it could completely fall apart right on its release. But as far as I'm concerned, the trailers that we have seen promise action, intensity, and a performance from Taron Egerton that is so crazy and so out of the ordinary for what we expect from Rocket Man himself that I think whether or not the plot itself is any good, you're gonna enjoy this movie. It is a survival thriller, and if that is any kind of interest to you, and you don't have this one on your calendar already, and you haven't been heavily anticipating one, this is one that you need to. This is one of the movies that I am most excited for in April, especially since Netflix is following it up from March, where they dropped the movie War Machine starring Alan Ritchson, which I'll talk about in a later video, but is one of the best Netflix originals I have seen in a very long time. Netflix is doing a great job at their originals so far. I think they're going to do a good job here, and I think you need to check out Apex. Those are the 5 April movies that I think are actually worth your time. But I'm curious, what movie are you most excited for this month? Are you really looking forward to The Drama starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson? Are you really looking forward to Over Your Dead Body that releases at the end of the month starring Samara Weaving and Jason Segel? What are you most excited for in April of 2026? Let me know in the comments. And if you're looking for a movie to watch right now, you have to check out my video on movies like Project Hail Mary, the standout movie of the beginning of the year. Everybody is talking about it. Go ahead and check that video out, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.